Medea, daughter of King Aeetes of Colchis, a niece of Circe, and the granddaughter of the sun god Helios. She is known in most stories as a sorceress and is often depicted as a priestess of the goddess Hecate. Her name is formed from the Greek word neatomy, which means to plot or to scheme cleverly, and is quoted in her story a phrase stating, "For in other ways a woman is full of fear, defenseless, dreads the sight of cold steel. But when once if she is wronged in the matter of love, no other soul can hold so many thoughts of blood." In this mythological Greek story, a man named Jason along with his crew came to Colchis, seeking the king's highly golden fleece to reclaim his throne. The king sends Jason to complete tasks and promised that he would receive this fleece. His daughter, Medea, falls in love with Jason and uses her magic and sorcery to help him in return for him to marry her. Disobeying her father and obtaining this golden fleece, they run away together along with her younger brother Apsyrtus. In order not to be captured by her father's soldiers during the pursuit, Medea kills her own brother by cutting him up and scattering his parts along the sea. With this distraction, the guards stop to gather up her brother, and Medea and Jason escape. Once the arrival of Jason's homeland with the golden fleece, Jason is banished by his uncle, King Peleus, to keep from losing the throne. Medea, using her sorcery, claimed to Peleus' daughters that she could make the father full of health and youth with a cauldron spell. She demonstrated this with the dismemberment of the oldest ram in the flock, which leapt out of the cauldron as a lamb. The girls naively dices their father and puts him into the cauldron as well. Medea did not complete the spell, and Peleus was dead. King Peleus' son, Acastus, drove Jason and Medea into exile for the murder, and the couple settled in Corinth. 10 years of marriage, Medea bears 2 of his sons, and Jason falls for the King Creon's daughter, demoting Medea to just a concubine. Medea and her sons are banished from Corinth. Medea plans her revenge by giving the new princess gifts with poison, which kills her through flame, and her father also, from the touch from consoling his daughter's death. You would think this was enough for Medea, but not at all. She planned to hurt him even more by murdering their 2 sons, so he would no longer have anything to love. Medea justified her actions by saying they were better off to die by her hands than the hands of her enemies, and she has been treated with disrespect and mockery. A play was even written by Euripides that mentions a verse from Medea, and it says this, "Women of Corinth, I have come out the house, lest you find some fault with me. For I know that though many mortals are haughty, both in private and in public, others get a reputation for indifference to their neighbors from their retiring manner of life. There is no justice in mortals' eyes, since before they get sure knowledge of a man's true character, they hate him on sight, although he has done them no harm. Now a foreigner must be quite compliant with the city, nor do I have words of praise for the citizen who is stubborn and causes his fellow citizens pain by lack of breeding. In my case, however, this sudden blow that has struck me has destroyed my life. I am undone. I have resigned all joy in life, and I want to die. For the man in whom all I had was bound up, as well as I know my husband, has proved the basis of men. Of all creatures that have breath and sensation, we women are the most unfortunate. First, at an exorbitant price, we must buy a husband and master our bodies. This misfortune is way more painful than misfortune, and the outcome of our lives striving hangs on this, whether we take good or a bad husband. For divorce is discreditable for women, and it is not possible to refuse wedlock. When a woman comes into the new customs and practices of her husband's house, she must somehow divine, since she has not learned it at home, how she has best deal with her husband. If after we spent great efforts on these tasks, our husband lives with us without resenting the marriage, then our marriage is enviable. Otherwise, death is preferable. A man, whenever he is annoyed with the company of those in the house, goes elsewhere and thus rids his soul of its boredom, but we must fix our gaze upon one person only. Men say that we live a life free from danger at home while they fight with the spear. How wrong they are. I would rather stand 3 times with a shield in battle than give birth once. Medea escapes from it all, fleeing to Athens in a chariot driven by winged serpents sent by her grandfather Helios, the god of sun. It was stated that she even went off and married another king, being worshipped as a goddess or the wise one due to her repetitive way of telling this story. Her name even rings bells to the ancient times, that even the word Medea comes from it. For the word Medea speaks of the drama and mystery that's found in the human experience, and was also recognized for the destruction of youth. The anger in the story of betrayal based on emotion, that her myth even lives in our world, as hell has no fury as the woman scorned. Her life looked at as the ultimate betrayal from men, or the patriarchy, making her another feminist icon. Her perception of devotion was to be the only and never betrayed, slaughtering even her brother and children. A myth, yet, has standing to the modern woman's psyche. So much so that even a character was formed in her name, a man dressed as a woman who put on a play with modern black relationships. The influence behind the storyline of heartbroken women in relationships with these men who cheat, beat, and take advantage of their innocence. A sole idea of men being the ultimate enemy to women. Stardom was born from this character, and many women praised it, considering themselves in the same position. They believed they overcame the problems by fighting back at the men who cheated them from their worth. This Greek mythological story even explains the sinister mindset of the modern slaughter of children, the urge to rid the man of his genes to hurt him for the pain they believe to endure, the killing or sacrifice of their kids to hurt the man for his discretions. Or perhaps could it have been for the demotion of the wife position? Many women have chosen a route so devious and sinister to create a deep pain or sorrow for the man they once loved. The sacrifice of the children by death is believed that the children are being saved from the harsher punishment of the hands of anyone else. The blame to only be the men for the children's demise because they believe it's Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Children is dead. I'm done. I'm done with life. And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. I'm killing myself. I'm done.
With no remorse because there is no expected repercussions. The plotting and twisting and schemes played to control the man has been produced by our own entertainment. The information we are supposed to receive, hence the drama and mystery of humanity, from the media. There is no coincidence to the story. The word media itself derived from her name, the constant influence it has on society, the ancient definition meaning the destruction of youth. The mindless games played to create a population of docile, weakened, and mindless sheep, which is the biggest promoters of such behaviors that there are shows to represent it. There is much to the stories like this created before our time, legends to show a picture of the destruction that is possible in our world with our women, how we are influenced of such behavior and the damage it could cause. Many mythical women had a destructive factor, and many overlooked the behaviors, not correlating the information to the modern world. Women who are capable of manipulation and killing their offspring being possible. Today it's considered a sickness, depression, or pain that it was endured for a mother's love to become a hatred. The society conditioned to excuse the behavior away. What I think about this story is that it shows the sinister side of women and their capability to destroy solely based behind emotion. Their reaction to being hurt or wronged in some way, the disdain for the husband figure. Her statement in the play shows the thought behind the traditional role in marriage, the feminist idea of men taking advantage of women. The message left with them rather to battle in war than bear a child conditions the mindset of the masculine traits in women. The freeing from the shackle of the feminine role with men by even cutting the blood tie to them. This story lives in the minds of women today, with the help of the media guiding them down that path. Entertainment centered around women to believe they can't do no wrong and that men are the problem. So many shows to interpret the patriarchy as the weakening of women to create a fictional war against each other. The conditioning of the chaotic behaviors in everything we consume, being pushed on many generations to come, perfecting the destruction of the youth. But what do y'all think? Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to alert you for all my new videos. If you like videos like these, please support my channel. You can always support my channel by hitting the like, commenting below, and subscribing to it. And as always, I thank you all for watching.